What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Tide Talk. It's Monday, November 10th, and we're here to discuss yesterday's win against the Artists, formerly known as North Carolina FC, to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Just a reminder that each episode of Tide Talk is available on YouTube, and if you're watching now, please take a second to subscribe to our channel and hit that thumbs up button, as it helps more people. It helps YouTube show Tide Talk to more people. I am so on my own head with this cornholio thing. You can also find us on your favorite podcast applications like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you're listening there, we'd really appreciate it if you left us a 5-star rating and a short review, as it helps more people find our podcast. One last plug, if you're not already using the RIFC Club Collector app, what a time to join with just potentially 2 matches left. But you can sign up still and enter code TIDETALK25 to get an exclusive pack to add to your collection. So everybody, let's cozy up. Let's crack a beverage of your choice, I will say. And let's dive into this one. I'm Ryan. I will be joined by the bloggers, the duo, Timmy and Matt again. First up, normally Matt would be with me, Kerwin, but he is lost in some country in Epcot right now. So, Mr. Player Ratings, Timmy, how are you doing on this fine Monday?
I'm doing well. I'm happy Matt Hans cracked his beverage at the appropriate time tonight. And I was thinking, Ryan, the last several times that we've done this together, we've watched the game together. So I'm kind of anxious to hear your takes. Like, this is the first game we haven't watched together in a while.
I mean, it does make it fun. I mean, that's one thing when Matt and I, Kerwin, when we talk about it, it's interesting because he gets the view from like 116 normally, and then I get it from 205, and we kind of can talk about different things. It's the opposite with the two of you, where I'm talking to you throughout the game. So always interesting. But Mr. Hans, how was your travels? How was it down there?
Great time down there. Got back last night to my house like 10 p.m. or so. I know, they had some way to go after that, so like another half hour for Andrew and Kevin. But good times.
Absolute dog. Yeah, shout out to everyone who traveled. So I guess we can jump right into it with the lead up to the match. So speaking of traveling to North Carolina, so we did the podcast, the three of us, on Monday. And of course, you do your podcast, and less than 24 hours later, the team that you just previewed the match against decides to put out a statement that they are going to cease to exist come next season. They are going to, in their statement, they did mention that they were going to try to get on better financial ground so that they then could, go out and enter the USL Premier once it becomes live. Fascinating decision, I would say. But Hans, how did that announcement leave you after we had just talked all about this match?
Bad timing, I guess. The most important thing about it was bad timing for this podcast. It sucks. It was weird because like you feel bad about it from their perspective. Obviously, they kind of have sympathy there, but at the same time, like you're going into a game against them, so you can't like. It's tough for me personally to balance those. So I was kind of more just trying to, at least when it got to game time, focus on just winning and supporting our team. It's sad. To me, it came out of nowhere. I didn't know that any of that stuff was going on or that they were doing that poorly. So you got to feel for their fans for sure.
Yeah, and Matt Hans, question from the chat before I kick it to Timmy. Is that Sarah's one of her last mango genesis?
No comment.
All right. It's tough to bring stuff onto a podcast that's streamed live, but shout out to Hans there. Timmy, so when we got some 7 out of 10 comments in the chat, but how was your trip?
It was great. It was I only traveled by plane for the final last year, so this was a pretty magical experience. I flew with my dad. I took the Manchester to Raleigh flight that I think his name is Ryan had identified for many folks in the Defiance 1636 Discord, which worked great. Small airports are great. Probably parked and was sitting at my gate waiting within 5 minutes. Great trip. Really enjoyed it. I'm curious to hear about the guild. Like I said, we didn't talk a ton since the game and about stuff like that. And even being at the game, seeing the videos of the guild, I get some level of FOMO. Maybe not so much that I wish that I was there instead of at the game, but I'm definitely like, I wish I could be 2 places at once because that looked pretty awesome. So how was your pregame?
Timmy, it says if I shared the script with you, the guild was great. So it was great to see a capacity crowd there. I snuck in like minutes before they hit capacity, which was very lucky on my end. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces, which was awesome. Loved seeing people kind of getting into the team, especially around this time of year. And a special guest, we had Dana Rivera in the house. It was nice to see him. So yeah, Sarah was like, you should try to like get a video. I was like, I do not have the audacity to do that right now, but great crowd. People were really fired up. You could see there was an energy in the air. People really, not to quote the team's, slogan for this playoff run, but believing in this team. And I think there was a vibe, especially after we got past Charleston, that this was a very winnable game.
Yeah. Did you guys from the predictions that we gave last week prior to the game, like did the news about them folding like change either of your kind of opinion? Because like it didn't. I think I predicted 3-1, and I still felt like we should comfortably beat North Carolina regardless of the news.
Yeah, if I can. Yeah, I didn't think it didn't change much for me. Like I kind of on the fence about like if I thought they were going to come out like better or flat or the same. It was kind of like tough to tell because it could have gone either way. You know, like on the one hand, like your lives have been upended as players, so you don't really know. You know, like a lot. So some of those guys were supposed to come back for next year. Obviously, there's normally lots of turnover in the league anyway, but some of those guys were going to come back, and now there's no team there, right? So there was that aspect, and also they could be playing for their locker room and for their fellow teammates and coaches, and that's what their coach John Bradford said for the broadcast that he they're still going to go out there no matter what, like go try to win it all. But yeah, I mean, it didn't really change too much for me. I guess it just maybe brought some uncertainty there, but I still kind of felt it would probably just be similar on the field.
Yeah, I mean, same thing there. I think it didn't bother me because North Carolina before this announcement had been in a really bad run of form. I think I felt confident because of their performances on the pitch versus what was happening off of it. Throwing something like this where it's kind of like they have nothing to lose, it can always be a little scary. But the way we've been playing, especially how we played against Charleston, I still felt confident. I don't know what I predicted, if it was 2-0, 1-0 or something like that, or 2-1, but I still felt that, with the way the defense especially is playing, that we could hold an offense that has not been looking very hot at bay. And I think we did. But we will start with the lineup as we always do in this one. I forgot to share my slides. Rookie stuff going on over here today, folks. So it was an unchanged 11 besides the one swap, which was putting in Aldair Sanchez for Jose Quezera after his red card last week here. And for those of you who are watching live, we do have the formation up. So JJ Williams up top with that two attacking mids or wingers of Noah Fuson and Clay Holstad putting back in that role, which was new as of last week. Aldair Sanchez on the left wing back role with a double pivot of Zachary Haribow and Hugo Bacharach and Amos Shapiro-Thompson on the right. The back three that we've been seeing for a bit now of Hamady Diop, Karifa Yao, and Frank Nodarse with our captain, Koke Vegas, in net. Hans, any surprises here on the 11?
No, not at all, actually. I was hoping Con would go with the same thing, and he did. Obviously, like you said, you have to bring Aldair in for Jose Quezera, which, I mean, arguably you might have wanted to do anyway. But yeah, I mean, no real surprises there. I liked it. That's what I was hoping for. So I was glad when the second I got the alert about the lineup that that's what it looked like.
Yeah, Timmy, how about you?
Yeah, I think this was pretty much what we expected. The only question marks were if anyone picked up an injury we didn't know about, and then I thought maybe we would see Stoneman come back and play as the right center back. So we're still not really sure what the deal was with him being neither on the injury report nor in the 18 last week. But obviously he made an appearance towards the end of this game. But no lineup surprises. And not that you asked, but I think I'm wondering if Quezera will come back in next week because it looks like Rwanda is not playing international friendlies that we can find anywhere confirmed officially. We've had some of our best minds on it, and we can't find any official Rwanda games. So I'm kind of hoping he's around.
I know Hans is in like the official supporter group of Rwanda. I figured he'd be up to speed on any ticket deals or anything going on, flight and stuff.
Yeah, I think the U17s are playing or something. I think they're in Ethiopia right now.
You'll be watching that one, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Be scouting.
Yeah, scouting for Kano. Kano's got his eyes everywhere. He's always scouting. So
Matt Hands becomes the Africa scout would be such a great storyline.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I haven't seen anything else that they're actually playing. I wouldn't think. I mean, international soccer is dumb sometimes, like meaningless friendlies. But there's really nothing for them to play for now anyway. They just went through qualifying, which they didn't qualify for the World Cup. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why they would have a game, but you never know.
Absolutely. So we did see this kick off, and there was action right away with North Carolina getting a pretty big chance in the second minute here.
We all know the real king of the franchise is Jorge Acuna, who is sitting in his king's chair right now watching the game. Here's Olex Anderson, and Vegas is there.
Yeah, we're getting a look at the chance here for Olex. Little nutmeg on the Darcy. He's in on goal. This is all about Koke Vegas after this.
So massive save by Koke there. And I think that little clip showed a lot of what North Carolina's game plan was to start this one. You saw them go long and over the top a lot, especially in the first half. But Timmy, did it surprise you kind of how easily it felt that they were getting behind to start this one?
Yes. I did not enjoy that. I think Charleston kind of was having success with that as well. Like that's how a lot of their more dangerous attacks kind of materialized. Something John Morrissey wrote about it this morning, and I thought it was such a good observation. I hadn't totally put my finger on is actually like how well our three center backs though recover even when they get beat over the top. They then find a way to limit the actual chance that comes out of it so well that it doesn't end up being as dangerous as it looks. That made me feel a lot better. And you can see on this one, he pointed this out as well. So all credit to John Morrissey on this. This was through his USL Tactics newsletter recap. But he points out...
to be clear, not on his letterbox.
Not on his letterbox, which is my favorite thing that he does. He's a prolific movie watcher, absolute dog. But he points out... and if you look back at that clip, the way that Yao actually recovers after Frank gets just absolutely cooked, he completely blocks it off and gives it so that Olex Anderson really has such a tight angle. It's a great save by Koke, but it's really there was no other option because Yao had it so closed down after Frank got just sauteed on that play.
Hands all in on this one.
No comment. No, to Timmy's point, Timmy's John Morrissey point, I do think like our back line is good at getting back and recovering.
Well, it's an athletic back line.
Yeah, and Frank, like don't worry, I'm gonna cook Frank in a second. He got cooked, but that is what Frank I think is good at, is kind of getting back because he is athletic. He was really good at that last year. And here, I think he got back, but then, of course, got cooked. It's good that you got back. Not good that you got nutmegged, obviously. So it got to be better there. But, yeah, I mean, I wasn't that – you were also asking if we were surprised that, like, North Carolina was able to do that. I mean, not too much because I think we showed against Charleston and kind of late in the season now, especially moving Hugo to midfield, that we're tough. We're really tough to play through in the middle, even for a team like Charleston with Malloy in there. It was tough for them to play through us. So it was probably always going to be likely that North Carolina would try to go quick and get the ball forward quickly and get it to Anderson and the other guys up there. So not surprised that was their strategy. Would have liked to see us do a little bit better and again not get nutmegged at the back on that play. But it wasn't that surprising. But I thought we kind of held our own to limit that a little bit.
Yeah, so I think so in the 26th minute, we have our next highlight here with some nice interplay between JJ and Noah. And I think this is the first time we saw Round FC really get started in this one.
Yeah, he wasn't happy, I don't think, last week either when the red card was given to Jose Quizera.
Trying to drop it to Olex Anderson. Olex with that extra layer of speed. So close. So close.
Could not have been not the clip I just mentioned, or it was a clip. I just wrote myself a terrible note about what that was. It just says Noah JJ, so I assumed it was them combining well, and then underneath it, it actually says we also kept giving the ball away cheaply in the middle of the pitch, allowing them to break quickly. So sorry, I was actually trying to identify the two big problems I think we were having to start this one. The first was the long balls over the top, which the first clip played, and the second one there was more about us kind of giving the ball up through the middle. There. So, Hans, anything you'd like to add there?
No, just that, like, yeah, I think that's the way that they have to play against us is to either, you could say it's our mistakes or maybe sometimes them pressing us, but either way, them getting turnovers in the midfield and getting the ball quickly. Because I think if they had like possession, they weren't going to play possession and break us down and pass through us, but quick turnovers like that would give them chances. And that was something that we would have to cut out because too much of that happened in the first half, and that's how they got their chances there.
Absolutely,
Two like, yeah, kind of zags that follow along these lines that I want to add to some narratives that I've heard around the game. One is the line breaking entry pass that comes from our back line that started that clip that you showed was from Frank. So I feel like Frank has rightfully gotten a lot of flack for some of his defending, especially in the first half. I didn't think he had that bad of a game overall. I thought he had some good defensive moments between the two obvious like times he got nutmegged that led to good chances. And I thought some of his distribution was pretty good. Not so much the long balls. The long balls I was a little less impressed with. And then,
as we always say, everybody, to the poor podcast listeners, you got to join the chat live. You never know who will pop in.
Yeah. And then to the point about how we were a little loose with it in the midfield, like for as good of a game as Hugo had, and I'm not claiming that he didn't, like he got his pocket picked a few times. He was a little slow to make a decision a handful of times, and he on the kind of quick like bumper pass that progresses the ball quickly that we do, he turned that over once or maybe more than once or twice as well. So I'm just saying, I'm not denying like that Frank didn't have a great game and or that Hugo did have a great game, but I just think evidence of some things to the contrary of both of those that you can find throughout the game.
Yeah.
On a rewatch, or maybe if you're smart, you saw it the first time around.
Anyways, then we have our final clip of the first half here with North Carolina again hitting the crossbar. No, I mean, what am I doing with my notes today? So sorry. There was in the 29th minute, North Carolina hit the crossbar. I think really what I wrote down for my notes here was Anderson was just a huge pain in the ass on that first half. I don't think he got anything like hugely quality away. There's a couple of near chances, but at the same time, he looked like extremely hungry to try to make a dent on this one. But that'll get us to halftime, where we did see outpossess North Carolina a bit. We did have 10 shots there, 5. None of them were super threatening. 0 big chances for either team. Pass accuracy was pretty similar at 87% for North Carolina to 86% Rhode Island. They had 8 fouls to our 6, and then we had 4 corners to their 1. So I think pretty 50-50 half, I would say, of the chances. I think North Carolina had the better half chances, but I don't think either team went into halftime feeling like they were incredibly superior to the other. What do you think, Timmy?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was pretty even half, pretty nervy at the stadium, to be honest. I think maybe if anything, the stats flatter us a tiny bit. There was a period of about 20 minutes, probably from like the 20th minute to the 40th minute, where I really thought North Carolina had like a good foothold in the game. Coincidentally, that was also the 15 to 20 minutes that I was poorly waving the flag. And I feel like that was like a jinx. So I feel like I should not be allowed to do that anymore. But just one other stat that I will add here. I think North Carolina blocked 7 out of those 10 shots. Mm-hmm. That made me nervous because that made me feel like these guys are not only hanging in the game, but like body on. I just feel like block is such like a hustle, body on the line kind of stat. And when I saw that at halftime, I was like, these guys are not just rolling over. They maybe don't want their season to end.
Yeah. No, they definitely play like a team who was not just going to let us come in, roll over, and go home. Timmy, I'm going to stick with you for a second. As our resident food guy, Mario is saying that in Tulsa they have New Hampshire style pizza. Do you know what New Hampshire style pizza is?
I do not. The pizza that I've had in New Hampshire is like the classic like Greek House of Pizza style pizza that I think we in Rhode Island know what I'm referring to. That's the pizza I've had in New Hampshire. They might have a dedicated style. I'm not sure of it. I would love to know. I would love to learn from a man named Mario in particular what New Hampshire style pizza is. It could be.
Yeah, we love Mario. He's a friend of the pod. He was on last year.
Absolutely.
For weigh-ins. So totally. And it's back to the halftime stats. What do you think at halftime?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Timmy. I think I do think we were better. Again, laughing at a comment. Again, podcast listeners,
Honestly,
if
Matt Kerwin is coming hot from Disneyland right now. So or Disney World. I don't know which one it is, but it's incredible.
If possible, you gotta listen to these live. But no, I thought we were. Yeah, I thought we started better, and then like Timmy said, that 15-20 minute stretch, I thought that North Carolina looked really threatening, and so overall, I think going into halftime, my thought was that. I was concerned about them getting free too much, getting forward, and making those quick plays usually to Olex Anderson. So I felt like if we could kind of stop those from happening, we'd have a better shot going into the second half. It was definitely nervy there when they hit the bar and we're going through on goal. They came close. So that's pretty much kind of what I was thinking going into half.
Absolutely. So as we go into the second half, we do, like I said, there was some good Frank in here, and we got to see it at the start where we had kind of our first really threatening moment of the match here.
Diop has taken the corner itself, so
they go short, as they have done. Sent in, good chance, Zemla with the right hand. Massive save to keep this one at 0. Massive.
Yeah, nicely worked corner, great ball in from Diop. And Nadase just deft touch.
So nice touch from Frank there to get on the end of that one. I did think this new short corner routine, I'll take them trying anything because as we've talked about 800 times, nothing has worked so far this season, but I'm not a huge fan of the short corner. Again, gaggle of dudes aim at them. But nice to see RI get moving there. We then see another chance here with Noah and JJ combining. This is the one that I actually meant in the 60th.
We'll sit. Roberts got a piece of it, but he goes. Blake stays down. Williams. Zemla. Wow, a ball of Zemla with Williams looking to chip.
Williams clearly onside there. Appeals from Hodge. He's well onside.
It's a really nice combination play. A lot of one-touch passing there with Noah, Zachary Haribow, and then JJ getting on the end there. Hands to JJ. Got to finish that one.
Yeah. I thought it was a good save, though. I got to give their goalkeeper credit because, he was going down. JJ tries to clip it over him. I think he tried the correct finish. I mean, maybe he's going to get it a little bit higher up to get over him, but I thought that Timmy's cracking up over here. I don't know what's going on. I got to look at the chat. No, I thought JJ, again, yes and no. I mean, it was a good save. I'd say it was a really good save from their goalkeeper, getting his fingertips to it. He's an MLS guy they have on loan, I think from the Union, I'm pretty sure. Tough to say.
How about you, Timmy?
Yes, I think he should have scored it. It was a very good save. As far as the build-up leading up to that, I actually felt like we had a version of that play that we got to work a handful of times with kind of the consecutive quick bumper passes with the final one going into the box. But what a lot of times it was JJ at the top of the box who would hit the bumper into the box, but he got too much on it and it rolled through to the keeper 2 or 3 times. So Yeah, and honestly, I'll just get it out there now. Like, I thought a relatively rough game for JJ as well. Although I do think he kind of enables the eventual first Dequa goal, which I'm sure we're getting to. But he did. I think Tyler Hatch noticed this. JJ did head to the locker room after the game when the rest of the team came out. He came back out, said thank you to every fan, but he did head to the locker room first, which could mean a ton of things. But I feel like he had two big chances in Charleston and then two big chances in this game and hasn't gotten any of them to go his way. I'm wondering if he's just no problem with it, like super competitive guy. I wonder if he's just frustrated that he hasn't been able to get on the score sheet yet.
Yeah, it's tough because he got so hot like those couple weeks before. And then he had that he got pulled back out of the lineup potentially for health reasons. We're not exactly sure, but you hate to think that his momentum might have been, stifled with that. But yeah, I mean, hey, we know he's someone who can get hot whenever. So if you save him the goals for the next 2 weekends, I'm very okay with that. We then see our first subs of the night. So in the 65th minute, we get Busy for Harival. Clay moves back into midfield with Busy taking that kind of right side attacking role. And then the 75th minute, we get Chico and Maxi for Amos and Clay. Noah moves to right wing back. And, to me, these were 3 subs that were very similar in a way to last match. The only one being Maxi coming in earlier, which, excited to see him get some more time out there. But, we see that kind of add some energy to the team. 77th minute, Busy has this like absolute cracker of a shot that he brings in. And then it leads to the 81st minute where we have our first goal of the night.
Bacharach, toe pokes it. Sent in. Semla stays put, and it's in. Rhode Island FC has scored. Chico makes it 1-0. And the subs, as you said, the embarrassment of riches on the bench for this Rhode Island team, and they made it 1-0. Their fans who traveled all the way to North Carolina loving it.
What a goal it is. Fuson with the delivery to the back post.
So really great work from Chico there. Great work by Noah to find them on the back post, but to kind of almost blindly take that header when those two really, really tall defenders are jumping up trying to contest it with JJ was really nice work by Chico there. But to me, what do you make of the goal?
So many things, and I'm going to try not to go like forever about it. But firstly, such a reward for the substitutions that Kano made. And like, I have to, we've been hard on him all season. I have to give him so much credit for, I don't even know if we gave him enough credit for last weekend. But like complete, like I said, reward for those subs that he made. Cause he brings Noah.
Dude, this is my time. I'd say there are slides.
Okay. I'll leave the Kano glaze for now, but so great cross from Noah. Great finish by Dequa, like you said. Like that's not easy when it's pretty screened by 3 huge dudes. That's what I mentioned about like even if JJ personally didn't have an amazing game, like if it isn't for him competing on every long ball until that moment, there's not 2 guys marking him so that Chico's alone at the back post there. And then I'll just say as well, and I want Matt Hand's your opinion on this as well, and curious about the Guild as well, but I thought the limbs in the away section when this goal went in was it's got. My dad was there, so it was special for me. But like, got to be my favorite. I think goal that I've celebrated like in person. Like, just I want to say there's eight of us or so. Like FQB, Quadros, Tyler Hatch, my dad, Matt Hand, just all like beating the crap out of each other's backs, just like screaming, whacking each other. And then the limbs finally die down, and someone has the brain power to go Cornholio, and it all just starts all over again. It was true scenes. Like I just
wait. You're telling me you didn't immediately go Cornholio?
No, man. It was a madhouse
immediately at the Guild.
It was a madhouse. I could not think of Cornholio for. It feels like a long time. It's probably like 5 seconds, but truly, like I'll never forget the celebration when that goal went in. That was amazing.
Ewan wants some live reporting on the ground. Did anyone see Brett Johnson potentially pull off the Chico silly?
He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
All right, no
He
comment.
got FaceTimed in for the celebrations at the end, but
Yeah.
he was not there.
So we don't know if he did it just at his home or wherever he was. So okay,
Might have done it at his home.
Awesome. Hands. What did you think about the goal?
Yeah. So on the goal, yeah, pretty much what Timmy said. Like, and you guys were saying, great from Chico there. Chico can head the ball if he's not. You guys are cracking up. You're gonna make me crack up. I don't know what Ryan's cracking up about, and it's gonna get me. You know.
Screen.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Chico's a player who he's not gonna out jump someone, head the ball. Like he's not a JJ, out muscle, out jump a guy, but he can kind of maneuver around there. He scored against North Carolina at home earlier in the season that way. That was a first half goal against them. He kind of maneuvered around the defender, didn't have to jump really for it, a little bit, but headed in. So he's capable of doing that. If he can get his head to the ball, he's capable of finishing. So credit to him there. Good cross from Noah as well. And yeah, the celebrations were awesome. So I was behind the section, basically. There was a railing and there was 2 seats over there. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just chill here. So I chilled there. So I was reaching over, of course, grabbing everyone. And then I did the cornholio and started walking, pacing around the little concourse area behind the stands, and to a bunch of confused North Carolina fans who were probably what the hell is this guy doing? Because I put up these. Yeah, it was great. I did it again for the second goal, which we're going to get to. But yeah, it was awesome. It was a fun goal to celebrate. I think because of obviously the added Chicolio effect there of doing that in unison made it more fun.
Yeah, you don't want to root for a particular player to score. You just want anyone to score. But at this point, Chico's out. I want Chico to score. It's way more fun. Granted,
it was awesome.
I don't know that he's gonna I think everyone's just gonna do it at this point. He had half the team doing it.
He's been working on it. I think when he previously, I don't remember which game, but recently he did it. He did it too, and he was going up to everyone. I think it was after the game or something. Yes. But he was trying to get everyone to do it.
It was after the PKs. Yep.
Yeah, after the PK. I think Mabika joined in, but he was trying. He was he grabbed the back of JJ's jersey to try to pull it over JJ's head and encourage him. It's something to have fun with, which is always good. So enjoy it.
Absolutely. And it doesn't stop there, folks, because about 10 minutes later, Chico seals the deal, and we see more cornholio here.
Get that ball past Koke Vegas. Oh, no.
This is trouble. The goal is open. And that is going to roll in. So Rhode Island will put it away there. Maldonado and Zemla will talk it over. Definitely some empathy looking down. So bad for Zemla and Mikey Maldonado. Chico celebrating. The Cameroonian.
So awesome celebrations. See people in the video go in the supporter section going down there. I think the funniest part of that video is the slow roll in, and you just see the dude dressed as a carrot that's just very sadly watching the ball roll in. I thought it was a hot dog in real time. I'll be honest with you. Now that people have brought up carrot, it's definitely a carrot. But really brutal goal to end their season, especially one of their better players, Maldonado. But yeah, Hans, what did you make of the very wacky screw up from North Carolina to end this one?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad, but it was funny. Honestly, you bet, they got to be going for it. Obviously, the goalie's going to be way out. They're going to send everyone forward, makes a bad pass, and I thought it was going to go wide initially when Chico hit it, because we were on the other corner of the field basically. So.
It just curled in. We
could see it rolling in, but from our angle, I'm I think it might go wide, and then it went in, and we were all just cornholioed again. And you saw on the highlight, even people on the highlight that were doing it, walking down the stairs, that was from the other side, that was behind, because we had people also behind the bench as well. So everyone was getting in on it, supporter section, people behind the bench. It was great. Yeah, Quadros may go down as the greatest goal celebration of all time, probably.
I mean, to Ewan's point, he says, "What does a celebration even mean?" I want to be clear. This started because a Tampa player pulled his jersey a little bit, so he pulled the jersey up to ask him if he wanted it, and that's where this all started, which is the funniest part of all this. But now it's taken on a life of its own, and it's the absolute best.
Yeah. It is.
Timmy, what do you think about the clinching goal on this one?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at least like the celebrations were subdued, I thought, because I didn't really know what was going on. Quite honestly, the ball hit the back of the net, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that counted. But like, I hate like a huge, like everyone going off celebration, and then it's like, oh, they can't see like the flag was up or whatever. Like, because so I mean, what happens is like someone commits a foul, the ball rolls toward the goalkeeper, he rolls it forward back to the position where the foul happened and just takes it really fast. So, like it's the broadcast doesn't show it super clearly, and it's a little confusing, especially where the highlight clip starts in the highlight package. So I genuinely didn't know what was happening, quite honestly. And like Matt said, it was on the opposite side of the field. This is all a little confusing, but
yeah.
Oh, the only thing I wanted
to Tyler brings up, the broadcast. That was one of the saddest broadcasting things I've ever heard.
I mean, it's one of those where like I've actually been kind of in favor of like the home broadcast that some of the teams get. I bring up Hartford. We hate them, but they have a very homer broadcast, which I'd actually would like if we had one of those. But in this case, it kind of just makes it really depressing for us given the circumstances. So yeah, that was it was one of the most depressing calls I probably heard all year. Maybe last year too in the league. So
also in the celebrate, it's not super clear from the camera. I'm sure you saw it, but it's not immediately apparent at the camera angle they show it. But like Chico, some big passionate badge kisses, which you love to see, especially in that moment. But it did feel like it felt like kind of a signature moment that maybe like the fans and Chico haven't totally had in his 2-year career here, where like there's 30 people slammed against the bar doing cornholio back at him, and he's doing it to them, and he's kissing the badge. Like it felt like a sort of like a special Chico moment, honestly, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when you were saying that, Timmy. Look, myself included, probably all of us have given Chico so much crap for going back to last year. And you know, I think you're right. Like, I think that moment for him and seeing like the fans embrace it's as silly as it is. I think seeing the fans embrace the celebration, you two guys stuck in character for the whole pod, you know, is something that he, I'm sure he loves. And I know after the game too, and he walked over with the other players. A bunch of us did it right in his face. We all started cornholio as he was like shaking our hands at the end. So it was great. So good for him. I think he really enjoys it.
Yeah,
and he's feeling the love.
Hey, I mean, again, at this point in the season, anyone getting hot is right by me. So Chico, absolutely would love to see that. We do get 2 subs right after this. We get Ame and Stoneman for Noah and Aldair. So really just firming up that back line. We also get an unbelievable save by Koke. I think completely, I don't know that anyone noticed at the Guild with just the chaos going on after the goal, but I do have the clip of it just so people who might have missed it actually get to see it, because it's an unbelievable save.
The Eastern Conference Finals, barring a miracle here late. Sundstrom, drop back over. Oh, Olex Anderson Jr. thought he had it there.
So you see Koke get down really quick, make a great save with his feet there, and immediately get back up into the boys, which I really appreciated, because not the time to let our head down. But Rhode Island FC do take I was going to say 3 points, but they advance in this one against North Carolina with the full-time stats here. So again, guys, we won an XG, which is all that matters. They would have taken the win away if we didn't, but American Soccer Analysis, big shout out to them, had it at 1.32 Rhode Island to 0.9 North Carolina. Possession really edged towards Rhode Island in that second half, 57% to 43. We had 17 shots to their 10. We had 3 big chances all created in that second half to their 0. 86% pass accuracy to 85. We had 15 fouls to their 13 and 8 corners to their 3. Not surprisingly, Albert Chico Dikwa ended up with the FOTMA man of the match at 8 with an 8.7, 2 goals scored, and Cornholio celebrations for all. Timmy, any final thoughts on this at full time?
Not too much to add that we haven't talked about. I think these stats seem about right to me. Like, I did think as the second half wore on, it became our quality and depth kind of showed through more than it did in the first half. North Carolina as well, you have to imagine, probably like the reality of their situation kind of starts to settle in after the feeling out period in the first half's over. So I thought it was a good performance, not a great performance. I'm not as impressive as the Charleston performance, but we didn't need to be perfect like we had to be to advance versus Charleston. I thought we did enough and did what we had to do to win this game. One Koke comment, because you showed that great save. Be more of an asshole when we're up 2 goals on the road with 10 minutes to go. He was restarting it so respectfully, and I was like, please waste more time. Like, he would do the signature, like fall on the ball and then stand right up and throw it out. I was like, man, just please stay on the ground for 10 seconds longer and then do something slower. Look, why? It's too nice.
Gotta learn from my pal, I mean Martinez.
Yeah. And so many other keepers who have come to our houses and infuriated us. Like, please be slower. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hans, before we get to the socials, anything you wanted to
add? No, other than if I can get to I don't know if we're gonna get to the post match, like right after the game, the celebrations were great. Players coming over, running over to the section, shaking everyone's hand. Like, they all walked down, shook everyone's hand. It was great. Like I mentioned, when Chico got to us, like, I think me, Timmy, Quadros, FQB, like 4 or 5 of us, like, all Cornholio. Like, as soon as he walked over, he was laughing about it. It was just so great. And like, it's one of those things that's like incredible about this league in general, and then especially our team and the culture that we have of going back to last year. The access to all the players. Like, the players know who they recognize. A lot of us might not know who we are, but they recognize a lot of us from going to all the games and going to some of the away games. And it's just great. It's great to have that kind of connection to the players. Like, you feel like it's a bigger connection than you would ever have in like another sport or like another league. So something to really appreciate. And really appreciate Kato and the players and coming over to us and joining in the celebrations. It was awesome.
Good chunk of the ownership group as well, and like they were geeked about it. Like, and I think I forget if we already said it. I know someone asked about Brett Johnson, but someone from the ownership group FaceTimed him in and
I think it was
walked
Dan.
And walked him down the line the same way that each of the players did, and like just for everyone to like fist bump at him, and he was pumped. It was another like really, really cool moment.
Awesome. Yeah. And, we could see there's videos on Ty Talk that shout out to Andrew Quadros, the absolute shift he put in for Content Machine at the game. And he
I have to correct myself. I yelled at him to take video once. And so that was it. No, but going to that when the team came in on the bus, incredible. I was like, take video. I was yelling at Timmy and Andrew, take video.
Listen, I as the person who is on the receiving end of all this video content, I did not get that one, so I will. Unfortunate stuff, but yeah, shout out to the shift that Andrew put in on the content side, and there's a video on the Ty Talk RI Instagram that is a reel of the players kind of celebrating after. So go check that out, and if you haven't, give us a follow there. Give us a follow. We will head over to the socials before jumping into kind of the aftermath, the storylines, and more. But we will start with Twitter. Why not Twitter? All right, so we got Tyler Hatch, RIFC in 3, Night NCFC. Good clean sheets on clean sheets. Better finding ways to win even without JJ and Noah's link-up play that carried us for the last month of the regular season. Best traveling support showing up and taking over carry, completely drowning out the home fans. We got the Ghost FQB here. Cornhole EO. Nicely done with the format, Kevin. We got good. We are going to the EFC again. Better sharing another RIFC semifinal victory with my Tide Talk friends and RIFC family. And best 2 goals from Chico means Cornholio X2. It is absolutely the best. We have on Instagram Sensuso27 with good. The amount of supporters that traveled. Better. Kano made good substitutions this time, and the team as a whole played good, taking advantage of the rivals' mistakes. Best. I criticized Chico a lot during the regular season, but he is showing up when it really matters. We got Terrace with his RFC in 3, one step closer. And we got Booth Hill Brewing Eastern Conference Final. Good, solid midfield and defensive zone presence. Better being aggressive in possession. Best, a huge win on the road again. You have a shot at winning the East. We also had Crispy here with his RFC in 3. RI owns Carolinas, which is great. And now for everyone's favorite one, while I try to parse through the Defiant 1636 Discord here. All right. Almost there. All right, so we got Andrew Gomes with his RFC in 3, the legend of Chico Holio. We got They Call Me Gator with RFC in 3, I Am Cornholio. You guys will be shocked to hear that a lot of these are that. We got Mike M with RFC in 3, I Need TP. RFC in 3 for my goal. RFC in 3, the great Chico Holio. That might be the episode title. We got good. Koke and the D bringing it again. Better offense looked real good all night. Best back-to-back conference finals is wild. Ooh, bonus category. This is already RFC's second final and will only be Pittsburgh or Detroit's first. We obviously will talk about what happened there. We had Chelsea J with in 3. We made it. Leo O. Good, maintaining composure in a tight game despite many questionable officiating decisions both ways. Better, another clean sheet despite a few dangerous chances from Anderson. Best, Chico stepping in and playing hero to put us through. RFC in 3, Fear the Reapers. That's a good one. Natsuki in 3, Road Warriors advanced. Good, we are the reigning defending Eastern Conference champs. Better, Dequa 2 goals. Best, Koke clean sheet on the Pittsburgh. We got Matt Jean, RFC in 3, home playoff game with a sad face. We got Andrew Milko here with in 3, Into the Pit. Good, moving on. Better, Koke. Best, Chico Holio. I don't think that'll ever get old.
We got to clarify if it's Chico Holio or Cheek Holio. I think we have to come to a decision on that as a group, as fan base.
Okay. Yeah, everyone. If we could do polls here, we would. But I think we could do. Hands is right. We got to figure that out. We got Terrace here with his good Koke clean sheet. Better, we scored 2 goals. Best, we won in 3 on the Pittsburgh. We got Raising Anchor here, all about Chico. We got Sarah's I can't read. There was a little back and forth there. Sorry, it's got messy here. We got Scott, our friend from Wales, here with his good, better, best, good, strong attack. Better, Amos is literally unstoppable. They keep trying. He really just takes absolute beating out there sometimes. And shout out to Amos, an absolute dog out there. Defiant 1636 player of the season for a very good reason. And his best, the TP shortage incoming is RFC in 3, TP for Bungle. That's good. So yeah, thank you as always for everyone for tuning in. Yeah, a lot of great stuff in there, and we love to hear it. If you are liking this episode, a lot of people are jumping on the RFC bandwagon at the moment. Send them the show, our YouTube, our socials, so they can stay up to date with all things Rhode Island FC. But now, as I promised, I do have some slides here, folks. So, coming out of this game, RIFC in 3 again have moved on to a semifinal of a tournament, right? So the Eastern Conference Finals is technically the semifinals here. And what has been the winning formula that keeps bringing RIFC through to these places? So number one, they have an elite defense. Plus impact subs is making them, really, really tough to beat in these knockout tournaments here. So what do I mean by this? So number one, elite defense. So since August 30th, Rhode Island FC is second in goals against per 90. They're third in expected goals against per 90, and they have 8 clean sheets in 12 matches. So the beautiful thing about knockout soccer is if you aren't letting any goals in, you will at least have the opportunity to get to PKs here. But then impact subs. So Rhode Island FC, if you look at their data throughout the season, and shout out to Footy Stats for this, the goals scored, 23% have been in the final 10 minutes of the match. oh man, I'm going to do quick math on air. This is a terrible idea. Yeah, almost 50% have been since the 60th minute here, more than that. So, they're a team that scores late. They make impact subs, and it really plays well. But impact subs go the opposite way too. Goals conceded by every 10 minutes. From the 60th minute on, Rouen FC give up very, very little in terms of their total goals. We actually usually let up goals pretty early in matches and then hang on tight. So, with this combination, it really does well in this format where, a clean sheet is worst case PKs, as I just said. And then you can defend late leads with your life if you get one at the end here. So, we saw us do it really well in the Jägermeister Cup, where we ended up losing 0-0 game in a shootout. We saw that the team then so far in this playoff run had 0-0 against Charleston, which won in a shootout, and then a couple late goals, which sealed the deal, and another clean sheet. So, it's really weird contrasting this to the team we saw all season, where I think we were pretty frustrated, had an elite defense, but they really weren't picking up accumulating points because the offense just wasn't giving them anything to, in the regular season, they draw a clean sheet. It's a draw is the worst case scenario there. And that's not that 1 point per match can't do it for you. But in the postseason, all you're trying to do is survive and advance. And I think this formula is something that it's similar to what they did all year. The offense has come alive enough to give them some extra juice, but it really works in this style and in this tournament. And it's pretty fascinating. And actually, and just to back this up, all 4 teams remaining were in the top 8 of expected goals against per 90 since the end of August here. So this isn't some fluke or something that Rhode Island FC have figured out themselves. This is something that is, the old saying, defense wins championships, especially in these playoffs, can really come about. But Timmy, anything to add here? Especially, I know you said you wanted to mention the subs.
I mean, this is going to be such an unpopular thing to say, both just to everyone. But the thing that makes me nervous about this is
speaking of unpopular from Timmy, read his player ratings. He's going to get a lot of shit this week on TideTalkRI.com.
Love it. Pittsburgh also hasn't conceded in 3 home games, and I don't. As much as I do trust our defense, I also don't think our offensive woes have been totally solved. Although I do think that the subs and the quality that we have to bring off the bench helps. But I'm pretty concerned about our ability to go to that building and score a goal. Basically, I know that's not what you're talking about, but that's what I was thinking about when you were talking about how good our defense is.
Awesome. What do you think, Hans?
Yeah. I mean, Timmy's right. And you mentioned Ryan, if you don't concede a goal, you can at least get the penalties, and that's what they've done. But they also haven't scored a goal in their 2 games. But as far as us, as far as RIFC goes, I think your statement here makes sense about the subs, late subs, because you can bring on. If you need a goal, you can bring on, Busy. He is a really good sub. He is definitely an impact sub for us rather than a starter, which is not a negative on him. I think he's just awesome with the energy that he brings. You also have Chico who can come in obviously in the attack, and then defensively we have plenty of center backs and we have plenty of midfielders to rotate in and around. So I think that definitely has greatly benefited us. Makes sense to me.
Oh, lovely. I wish every time I gave a presentation, people just said that.
Good presentation.
Very quickly, wanted to shout out a couple people. Hugo Bacharach, again, what an absolute monster game. He was tied for first in touches, won 14 out of 19 duels, 12 defensive contributions. He took 2 shots, 3 successful dribbles, 76 touches. Just the touches was wrong. The 76 touches was right. Second in the match, but an absolute dog there again from Hugo. And I think, him finding this form has just been one of the big reasons that we're going to keep on being able to be in these games and survive there. Noah Fuson, I think he had kind of a mixed game, but 4 chances created, 1 big chance created, 5 shots. I think he clearly was someone who was, out to try to put this, put RIFC on the score sheet. I think he was a little sloppier than you normally see kind of in that final third, but overall he was, absolutely putting a shift in and trying to get us over the line. And we have to shout out Chico. 2 goals, infinite Cornholio celebrations. I would say the infinite Cornholio celebrations is not from one of these data sources. That is from my heart. So shout out to Chico there. So yes, now as you guys are trying to edge me over the line towards, we will talk we will talk Pitt. So for those of you who weren't there, shout out to the Guild. They did stay open so that all of us could actually watch the Detroit Pittsburgh match. It was very funny. The bartenders were like, "When is this game going to end?" But we fortunately saw Detroit. That one player who iced himself because he refused just to put the ball where it's supposed to go, and then he proceeded to miss, which apparently he's like 34. It's like, bro, like we're almost the same age. What the hell are we doing here? But we did see Pittsburgh prevail in yet another shootout. So we will be going to Pittsburgh. I did originally write we're going to have a large traveling contingent, but who wants to take it?
We'll both take it, I guess. I'm sure Timmy wants to just say something too. Yeah, so what we're talking about is we don't know how many, but very few tickets were allocated for RIFC fans for this game. It was nuts today. We were like waiting, like everyone was just like checking Discord, checking the email to get the email or the message of the tickets being released to us. We'd heard ahead of time it was going to be a low number, and they're pretty much sold out in like 30 seconds. Like no one could get tickets. Like a select few people got them. Like we were lucky enough to get them. But yeah, it was crazy, and I was losing my mind. Everyone was losing their minds, and yeah, it's one of those things that like I understand from Pittsburgh's perspective, not wanting to sell a bunch of tickets to like an opposition team, especially team's fans, especially the way that we've traveled and they've seen that we've traveled last year and this year in the playoffs. So I get that, but also like I feel like it's part of the game. Like it's part of soccer. It's part of what it's part of the sport. Having the 2 different supporter sections going at each other. In somewhat respectful way, right? Not causing issues, but going at each other. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of like just neglecting that, kind of trying to take it away. So yeah, I mean, if they were worried about, us making noise and stuff, like, I mean, they can control what we can bring in, but like, let us have people there. There's a lot of people who follow this team who are dedicated, willing to. I mean, shoot, we had people drive. We drove to North Carolina like 11 hours. We had people, I think it's 7 or 8 hours probably to Pittsburgh. People are going to be driving. So like a lot of it's going to suck for us. There's a lot of commitment from our fans to go there and to try to create an environment. And yeah, they're just kind of not really allowing that.
So before Timmy jumps in, my only pushback is I don't think it was some like tactic. I just think it was like minor incompetence.
Negligence.
Yeah, like incompetence. And
it could be that too. Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, like their ticketing office was telling RFC fans, yeah, just go buy the general admission in the supporter section.
Yeah.
And then you can like go sneak into 101 or something.
Yeah,
I did that.
That's
So
going to be. I'm telling you, that is going to be a problem. I can't believe that they said to do that because they're setting themselves up for a crazy situation. No matter what happens, like we're either going to have 50 people crammed into 3 rows of seats because that's all that they allotted us. But because they told us to do that, or they're going to come try to kick people out and move them back. And then you're going to have a chunk of our fans sitting in the Steel Army Pittsburgh supporter section who are already being assholes. Like it's not going to be a pretty situation. I don't think. Like I really think that they've put the Rhode Island fans, Pittsburgh fans, stadium staff, all in like a terrible situation the way that they've handled this.
Yeah, and this is why you have to like set aside the tickets and handle it correctly. Because if you handle it correctly, like, we wouldn't have that issue. And I think that I don't know if it's like a league-wide thing. Like, I mean, look, we have the stadium where we have, the capacity where we can just set aside a section. So when the Rebs played us, when Portland played us, when Hartford played us, they got a section. It was 201, 200's way over to the left of us, and 205, 201 probably, whatever number it is. But they're put over there, and was great. They had security staff there. Not that anything was going to happen, of course, but you have security staff there, and it's easy. And I don't know why, we travel for these playoff games. I know I'm not even trying to throw shade, but I know other fan. Another link. What is this about?
I'm investigating. Keep going.
Okay. So I know that
Ticketmaster general admission link.
Oh, okay. It's not
it would yield similar seats to what Ryan bought.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not from the club to do. Okay. Yeah. So. Oh yeah. Sorry. Lost track of what I was saying. Yeah. So we're able to do it. We're able to accommodate other teams, and I think that not to throw shade at the other teams in the league, but I don't think many of them. There are some other ones that do. I feel like most of them, they don't travel like we do to these playoff games. So obviously, if it's across the country, it's less. But if it's and you're on the East Coast, you can kind of drive to within 12 hours from where we are. Not even 12 hours. Shoot, we went 16 hours down to Louisville and Charleston and stuff. So anything like that, we'll go, and you will have a good contingent of us going. And I think some of the other fan bases get a lot less people traveling, and that's fine. And maybe that's why a lot of teams in the league aren't used to it. But we've shown we're going to travel. And so, as far as I know, contact gets made with the other team, immediately, pretty much, following the game.
My issue with all this is why the fuck is this not talked about ahead of the minor level of just taking 20 minutes to be what could happen next weekend if there's two outcomes here. It's either you're still playing or you're not. Oh, we have to host a game. It's not these are things that are surprises, Yeah,
it's not a lot of looking ahead, not a lot of planning there. And but yeah, I mean, even if there isn't I don't see how can you not? You can't hold tickets back. Every team holds tickets back. We hold tickets back for promotions and things like that, because there are tickets that on game day magically come open that we're not there until game day. So that stuff happens everywhere in the league. So you can't hold tickets back. You're going to sell the tickets immediately, and that's kind of what happened. I believe what happened. Of course, never got the official story or anything, but in Colorado Springs for the final. Was we had people from Colorado Springs, in our fans in our section. And there we are, awkwardly. I mean, I guess awkward for them, not really for us. But we're there with, La Banda and all these drums and, going crazy. And there's just other fans just sitting there. It's just, a bad look. We're not asking for, the entire, half the stadium. A section, And Louisville did it well when we went down there. They gave us a section. It was great. Charleston gave us section. So I just don't get why that can't happen.
Awesome. Timmy, anything to add?
Just again, I just think that they're setting up a potentially dangerous situation. This probably doesn't even deserve the airtime, but there's a Reddit post going around that people have been referencing, that they were snatching scarves off of supposedly a 50-year-old woman in the crowd last week, which is just why do you want to add hostility among fan bases that are about to play in an Eastern Conference final and split their fans into different sections of the stadium? I just feel they're setting up.
It's because
again, just a dangerous situation. I just don't think it's going to end well, and I don't think it's going to make it easy to watch the game either. I think it's going to be really distracting at the start when there's again 50 people trying to cram into 3 rows. Matt Jean just said it. They told us not to expect a warm welcome. It's just it's just going to be crazy. I just think it's going to be crazy. And
which is very funny because that's actually been one of the best parts about the USL is when you go to these things, everyone I think Irvin always says it, you party before your enemies in the pitch, and then you party after. The fact that they're fuck you guys already, it's all right, well, I mean, Steelers fans, what do you fucking expect?
No, it's all because the league. I feel like the league and the front offices maybe don't understand, or some of them don't understand how passionate we are as fans about the team, and that we treat this bigger than any other sport that we follow. And it's just the way that's again, it's the way that soccer is. And a lot of the fans in this league, we follow European soccer or South American, Central American soccer, whatever. And that's the culture there, right? Of taking it that seriously and having that much passion about the team, about the badge, and that's what makes the USL great. Is a lot of these teams are in smaller like us, smaller markets, right, where we don't have. Sure, we like if you're local, you like the Boston teams probably, but you don't have that kind of connection. You have that connection. You have that passion about the team, and like I just wish that the league understood that and these front offices understood that and treated it that way, so that they would, we wouldn't have issues like this and wouldn't be here complaining about it at the end of this pod, where we should be just happy about being North Carolina and then talking about the upcoming game and how we're all going to travel to Pittsburgh and have a great time. And instead, we got to worry about this nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, to Tyler's point, away fans in a conference final, that's how you grow this league. And couldn't say it better, Tyler. I know I usually bash everything Tyler says, but yeah, it's very well stated. Timmy, anything you want to close us out on this point?
Yeah, I mean, you said Tyler said it perfectly. I think Sarah also said it perfectly. Tide Talk better be resting their elbows this week for an all-day wank fest in Pittsburgh.
I was going to bring it up.
See, I saw you guys laughing out of like the corner of my eye, and I tried to just look forward and not see Timmy laughing, so I didn't know what was going on, or not look down at my phone for the chat. So yeah.
No, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the game on the field. The stadium antics
to that.
Could not.
If you are listening still and you're live with us, please get your score predictions in the chat. We'll get going there. I'm gonna tell you right now, Hans isn't gonna give one, but we'll talk about the match. Hey, listen, as someone who wants to see those blog views, I respect it. But so yeah, Timmy, on the pitch, how do you think this one's gonna play out?
Yeah. So to clarify, could not be less worried about off the pitch. Like, do not care the least phased by Pittsburgh and whatever they're trying to do. See you on Saturday. On the field.
Then I'll call him Timmy the Chin Sclafani for nothing. There we go. That's unfortunately made a clip by somebody. So there you go.
On Saturday, on the field. I mean, I mentioned, like, I'm nervous because that's another really good defense. I didn't think our offense was spectacular. Really, well, the last 4 games we've played, I don't think our offense has been spectacular. So I'm worried about it. Pittsburgh's been pretty much impenetrable in the playoffs so far, and at home again. I don't know. Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm not going to predict a loss on the air and just get flamed every second between now and Saturday. 1-0 Rhode Island.
Do you believe that? Jeez.
No, but that's what I'm going with. No, I don't believe it. That's what I'm going with, though. I'm very nervous, but this is also just, this is how I approach and view sports. Like I expect the worst. This is my superstitious way of taking it in. So I'm going with 1-0 Rhode Island on the record.
All right, there we go. Hans, give us as much as you're willing to give before the excellent. No, but seriously, the pre-match lookout is fantastic. It'll come out end of week. TideTalkRI.com, as well as in our newsletter if you sign up for that, completely free.
Yeah.
So, what tidbits do you want to give that you're not going to then write about?
No, it's fine. I'll just talk about it. It's going to be. I mean, I agree with Tim. It's going to be like a tough, close game. So we lost. We did lose 2-0 there during the season.
Would be really funny if it wasn't.
I was just gonna say it's gonna be 4-3 or something.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Scoreline.
Yeah. So we lost to them 2-0 in the league in Pittsburgh, but we beat them 1-0 in the Jaeger, which I'm almost positive was a Chico goal. Maybe not, but I thought it was. I could be wrong. I can find out. But yeah, so it's got to be a tough close game. Like, I don't like low scoring, maybe 1-0, maybe 0-0 penalties, like probably extra time. Like, it's just going to be brutal, you would think. And again, of course, we're saying this, and there'll be like a 4-3 game. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can really say at this point. But I'll probably end up. I'm sure I'll probably end up picking us to win 1-0. But you have to. I guess what I'll say is this: I pick us to win 1-0. You have to check the blog to make sure I actually did that and change my mind. And also I'm going to pick the other the other game too, the Western Conference game, and a separate thing as well. So.
Yeah, shout out to Hans for saying I don't have enough to do. I'm gonna write a whole ass new blog that he just thought of like the night before the playoffs started. So big shout out to Hans. And like I said, please check out the blog. These guys do great work, as well as Quadros. Tyler's doing stuff. I dip the pen every once in a while, so definitely check it out. I am going. Well, before I go, I'll go to the chat here. So we got Natesky with 2-1 in here. We got people way up higher. All right, sorry. We got Martin Chico 1-0. Martin, I don't know if I can keep my shirt just here. It might go all the way off at that point, but that would be electric. Tyler with a heavy 69-0 prediction there. Don't know which way he's expecting that one. Shout out to Tyler. We got Matt Kerwin here with 6, maybe 7-0. Again, not sure which way. I'm gonna assume Rhode Island FC for these guys. We got Shupak with Pittsburgh 6, RIFC 7. Right.
Do it, man.
Everyone's having fun. We got Jason Murs.
Almost tempted me there, Timmy, but no.
The real Pawtucket J with 2-1. We got FQB 2-1. We got Sarah 1-0 RIFC. We got Sarah also with Honest I could see a 0-0 draw RIFC and Oaks. I think that means PKs. It definitely does. Niski, I said it is 2-1. We got a lot of Timmy looking like a banana chat going on. Quadros has 0-0 RIFC and PKs 5-3. You got Matt Leonard with 2-1 good guys. All right. And then Tyler has RIFC, your mom, Pitt. That's good. All right. So I'm going to go.
By the way, sorry, interrupting you. I'm sorry. I'm just this way. Quizera scored. I was wrong, not Chico. Quizera scored in that game in Pittsburgh. So maybe we do need him back. So maybe we'll have to really dig and make sure that definitively there is no Rwanda game this weekend. I'll maybe have to hit up my contacts on the ground over there.
Well, now you contacts in the Rwanda federation is incredible.
Now you've prompted a question I was going to ask after Ryan's score prediction, but I might as well.
Do
you guys think any chance of changing the lineup? Basically, Quizera, and do you think there's any chance that he tries to get Chico in the starting lineup because of the 2 goals?
No.
He definitely will be tempted.
I'm just asking.
He'll be tempted.
Yeah. I'm just throwing it out. I don't think so either, but
Kano's been rewarding good performances, so I totally could see it. But I think the game plan of how they're going about almost sectioning these games out. We have seen tactics evolve, subs that seem very purposeful of not just who I've multiple times in this show been Kano makes subs and everyone has to move around, and I hate that a little bit. I actually think the way they're doing it in the playoffs is very purposeful of okay, Clay's going to start here, be an absolute pest up top, and then he's going to move back into the midfield, be a dog there. I think it all is making sense. So I do not think Chico's going to start.
Yeah, I think you'd have to play Chico obviously over. I mean, I don't know. Kano can move players around anywhere pretty much, but which is a good thing and sometimes to the detriment, I would say. But you have to play him in attacking. I don't think you're going to replace JJ in the starting lineup. So I think you'd have to play over. Well, where Clay's been playing.
Drop Amos, Clay to right wing back, Dikwa starting right.
Yeah, you can also put Noah.
I'm saying what could happen.
You can put Noah right wing back. Not that I want that to happen, and then play Chico on the left and Amos or Clay on the right, and there's a lot of stuff.
They're probably all going to play all these positions you're saying at some point.
Yeah. I think the case for it is I don't think that the Clay and Amos right wing has been great in possession. I think it's really good off the ball.
It's doing what,
and then that might be what he wants. That might be what he wants to start the game. Yeah. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not picking a side.
Yeah, I mean they have. I think Etu. I was looking at this more for the blog, but I think Etu plays over there on their left-hand side, so we might want to have Amos and Clay stopping that. Don't quote me on that. I could just be talking at my ass right now, but I'm pretty sure that they have some good guys on the left-hand side. So you might want to have a more defensive or, the hustle player like Amos and Clay over on that side for that purpose. But
the thing that's been working, I think we did it better in the North Carolina game, is Clay was playing and it's in the second half in Charleston, we saw this too, but he was roving around. He kind of was a bit positionless. And I think he was really going in. I think John Marissi pointed this out as well, but he was moving into the midfield to create a trio in there versus a double pivot to overwhelm North Carolina. I think that's why we were trying to go through the middle so much, because we felt like we had the bodies there to both stop their transitions, but also create ours. So I personally think the only thing that's going to be remotely debated by Kano is Quizera versus Aldier.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
So I'm going to go. I think it also, I'm very much between 1-0 Rhode Island FC or 0-0 draw Rhode Island FC and PKs, or Rhode Island FC in extra time is also a fun one. But I do think if you're a gambling person, they might have the draw as like a negative in this one because of how like that 0-0 draw is just like the most obvious thing ever. So I think these are two of the most elite defenses in the league. Also not two of the better offenses in the league. So it's gonna be a scrappy one. I think that's the thing that I Pittsburgh hasn't been in this environment before, and we have. And to quote the thing I wanted to say last year, but I finally got to say against Charleston this year, like they better bring a bazooka to the bazooka fight because I know we're going to bring ours. Like, and his name is Hugo Bacharach this season. But Clay Holstad's also just in that mold. I mean, JJ, we know he's going to have a chip on his shoulder trying to get off the score sheet here. So playing to come, what I do know is that this team's going to be prepared. I know this team is going to fight, and that's all we can ask for here.
Right.
Cool. Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you so much. And that'll wrap things up for this one. Just a reminder that Tide Talk is more than just a podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for daily social media content. I think we also have like TikTok and Threads now. We're all over the place. So if you get content somewhere, hopefully you can find us. We also have to shout out the blog, as I mentioned, tidetalkri.com, where you can find player ratings, pre and post match analysis, and our take on the latest RIFC news. Like I said, if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. This is definitely the right time to get people involved with RIFC, and we'd love to be your news source for that. But I've been your host, Ryan, and a big thank you to the blogging crew tonight, Timmy Sclafani and Matt Hands, for joining me. And most importantly, thank you to everyone who joined in live and anyone who supports the work that we do. And we'll see you next time. As always, up the tide.
Up the tide.
Up the tide.